Giggles-JBoss Entertainment. We lit chat.
Cuban, what up, baby? What up, Jack? Double R, D-Block, yo. Might catch me in the brownish coupe. I hug the ghetto like fishing a nigga 6 cells down a soup. The new pound size 45 just came from. You don't know the streets is mine, you just came home. Even though it's death poetry, this ain't no poem. I'm the motherfucking champ, nigga, ain't no throne. Just a whole blood and tissue, ain't no bone. Cause a hollow tip shattered it, but life goes on. #1 debut, they think I'm another man. I count so much money, I need me another hand. Niggas is still scheming, at least they still trying. If they ain't doing nothing else, at least they still dying. Coke is still high, purple still moving. I'm trying to get a better price, Poppy, I know Cuban. D-Block discipline, rough ride or die with official men. Recognize what kind of shit you can.
When you talk about that money, man, let's talk about G. When you talk about that hustle game, talk about King. When you talk about the struggle, fam, talk about me. Speak out, but watch your mouth when you talk about me. When you talk about that money, man, let's talk about G. When you talk about that hustle game, talk about King. When you talk about the struggle, fam, talk about me. Cuban Link, Jadakiss, double R. Yeah, nigga, I'm a threat, a legend that's urban. So for certain, I'm going over your head like a Muslim turban. They know coming to terms, son, I'm done with sermons. Pun subservient, Cuban, but the guns is German. I've been urging to turn it loose. I got the burden of proof that'll determine your moment of truth. I'll return, so concern your troops. Now it's my turn to shoot. I'll make it burn like that bourbon juice. I've earned my due. Nigga, use a made up name. You dudes is fools coke, man. I'm straight up Kane. From the roof to the booth, got that radar aim. AR-15s that'll fucking tear your frame. Had to change up the game, got my weight up, man. Lil Fame, Lil Jane from that Jacob, man. Got these things giving brains, that's my wake up plan. From the range to the plains, time to bake up brands. Let's go. Yo, when you talk about that money, man, let's talk about G. When you talk about that hustle game, talk about King. When you talk about the struggle, fam, talk about me. Speak out, but watch your mouth when you talk about me. When you talk about that money, man, let's talk about G. When you talk about that hustle game, talk about King. When you talk about the struggle, fam, talk about me. Cuban Link, Jadakiss, double R, M.O.B. Around, now we do it the nicest. We bound to end up in a crisis. Cause we don't give a fuck who you know, where you go, what you know. They can never be like us. We're rapping for our people's been righteous. The hood will show a nigga what life is. And we don't give a fuck who you like this.
Cuban, what up, baby?
When you talk about that money, man, let's talk about G. When you talk about that hustle game, talk about King. When you talk about the struggle, fam, talk about me. Speak out, but watch your mouth when you talk about me. When you talk about that money, man, let's talk about G. When you talk about that hustle game, talk about King. When you talk about the struggle, fam, talk about me. Cuban Link, Jadakiss, double R, M.O.B.